Greetings and welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the show today. We've got some more building lined up, and well, let's just hop into it. Start off by saying, hey, Joy Roth. It's quite the hype train you've got there. And yeah, I do. We can definitely talk about the hype surrounding tomorrow's probable drop of whatever we're going to get. I'm expecting it to be another expedition, maybe more, but I'm guessing just an expedition. But we'll see. So let's jump into it. So this is kind of a hilarious thing. Whenever you hop back in, and so you can see right down there, my Minotaur is down in the water. And whenever you like do a restart, it does this. It's pretty hilarious. I uh, I discovered this by accident. Just happened to look out of the corner of my eye and saw giant waves rolling through this little pond and couldn't figure out why. But it turns out my look at that. Turns out my Minotaur. Isn't that a cool ripple pattern? That's wild. So yeah, my Minotaur has drifted slowly. Like every time I play, the it has drifted over. It started over here where I last, got out of it. After every time I played, it has slowly moved this direction until over there. So, yeah, kind of hilarious that it does that to the water effect, or the water. Yeah, it does that to the water, and the physics just go wild with it. Hey, Joy Roth. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like all of those waves. I wonder. Let's see. Let's see if it'll do it just by. No, it didn't do it. That's super weird. It only does it if you do this. So I'm going to do this one more time because it's really funny to watch the water physics go crazy. Hope everyone's having a pretty good day and we're all excited about what's to come tomorrow, whatever that may be. Look at that. That's just wild. Look, and it pushed all the water away, and now the water's slowly coming back. Freaking hilarious. All right, so let's hop back here and see what there is to do. So one of the main things we want to do is first, I don't want this quite as long. We did that previously because there was a cascade delete because I didn't have my mods on. And I'm just going to move this setup over to this little in between these two. So we'll take that out. I think that we should be able to leave that there. Leave that there. And we'll take the plate, put it right in the middle. Let's tilt it back a little bit more. I want to raise that up so the design isn't peeking through. Delete that. Slide that right in. Drop that over there. And we'll just move this. Oh, wait. Need to copy that. Hit the free placement enabled. And now we can move it. But we also want that to be hidden down in there. Let's see, did that get it in there? Yeah, that almost perfectly centered it. Nice. Sticking out a little bit, but not too bad. Go back to snap placement. And there we go. And it's barely poking through on the other side. Not really all that noticeable, I don't think. All right, so we'll go ahead and set up the chairs on the other side. Oops, got that one a little bit more crooked than I like. Like to space them out a little bit, but not too much. Take that. Oh, that's weird that it wasn't green stating. And where is the cup for this set? Oh, actually, we'll want to move that anyway, because we're going to put a plate there. Setting the table. Little silverware bundles. Whoa. Put two of them over here, actually. There we go, space them out. I think I crowded this in a little bit too much. Can move this over a little bit. Push that back. It's kind of a crowded table. And so for that, we'll go ahead and move some of this other stuff back a little bit. Wonder if I can scooch this a little bit without... Okay, that fire barrel is getting in the way a little. I can move it this way. No, I can't. It does not want to get moved that way. All right, so I'm going to pull this apart a little bit. Oh, there's the wonder. It is super. I forgot how tiny this was. Need to move that over there. Move this over here. And restack everything. I think I want to make this a little smaller. Got to reactivate free placement. That's what I got to do. I also want to make this a little bit smaller so it doesn't have so much flames coming up through the top of the pot. I think that'll work. We'll put this right where it's supposed to be. Right there, I think. I think that's about right. Select new wonder. There's our little crab. There we go. Right back pretty much in the center. Cool. All right. I think we're going to do the same with this. I'll have to pull that out. Move this over back a little bit. See if that works. Okay, it's only barely sticking out. I think that's enough. Most people aren't going to notice that. So we'll just keep on going. All right. Grab the fire barrel again. And we'll put it up inside like the other one. We'll shrink it down. Hey, Kiwi Pirate and Dead Parrot. Welcome in. How are y'all doing today? Money well spent. Just so you know, Dash paid me a whole 0.1 cent NZD to give him a shout out on his channel chat because I'm a weirdo. Money, that's why you said money well spent. I gotcha. All right. Okay, that's better. There's more room for plates and things on the table. Way better. Way, way better. I think we need one more over here on this end. I think I'll need to move the souffle over. That might be a little bit of a pain. Because it's not just super... Oh, let's see if I can swing it this way. What if I just... Nope, it pops up too much. Okay, so... Gonna have to do it this way. Drop that there. Yeah, gonna have to do that anyway. So... Move this back to the edge. And then drop it down. Yeah, so how's that new job going, Dead Parrot? All right, let's see if that got it to the right height. I should have measured it up against that to begin with, but that's all right. We're going to do what we do. All right, that's too big. So just drop it down a little bit more. Oh, Fosters and Volunteers Coordinator for the County Animal Shelter. Wow. Nice. It's going to be an adventure. I sadly found out I have to learn how to use a bleeping iPhone. No! Uh, I feel you. I feel you on that one. I do. I had one iPhone and and that's it. It was all right because I essentially got it for free, but after it wore out its welcome, I was completely done and never wanted another one. Yep, I much prefer Android out of the two, but I'm looking into Androidless phones that are still compatible with Android apps. Checking that out. All right. Yeah, there's a whole movement for people to de-Google their phones, which is a massive undertaking, I must say. Dev mode rocks and hacks. Opera OS is a rootkit. Ah, interesting. All right, Oh, that's way too close. All right, I need to move all those back. I was afraid I was going to have to do that. Smashing your knees right through the table. Scooch that on back. Okay, now we can try this again. That's better. Much, much better. All right. So is everyone excited for the drop tomorrow? I'm expecting it to be a just like another expedition. I don't know that we're going to get much else except for maybe a few bug fixes. Um, and what do you think the expedition's going to be? Like what the hell's that bone about? Yeah, that's true, Kiwi. There's always Linux. I am moderately tech savvy. Linux has never appealed to me in the past, but you know that could be times they are a changing. Okay, so get us a plate over there, a little silverware and a napkin. Okay. Archaeology, Joy Roth? It could be. Like that seems like, like paleontology or something like that. What I hope is that if we're gonna go that route, I hope we get to use like the bones as actual base parts, Like like that would be great if we could actually get the bones as base parts. Especially that skull. Like that's been a request for years. Ever since bones were first uh, brought into the game, everyone was so disappointed that they couldn't use those once they dug them up. So that'd be great if we could do that. Yeah, Kiwi, like Sean dropped a bone on us, a bone emoji. So yeah, it's emoji time again. All right, so we've got plates, we've got canisters of mead, and we've got goblets. I could use a couple more goblets. Got bug heads on a platter, pumpkins, whatever that is. Pies, soups, souffles. Or stack them even, Kiwi. Yeah, yeah, something. Why are those chairs taller than the rest? I set them all down at the same time. Interesting. I need to get I need to find a couple of gecks to to be in the middle here from some wonder projectors, like they're serving dinner or something. And I need one back here to cook because he needs to cook some proto gek chefs. Hey, Sins Arcade. Thank you for joining us today. And hey, Sergeant Belson, missed you right there. So, yeah, let's see. So I'll need some kitchen staff. I'll need somebody over here by the laser knife chopping up this stuff. And I need to move this little dish over in Blender. Haven't gotten around to that yet. And those 3 canisters also need to be pushed down a little bit in Blender. So they'll actually sit. They're kind of hovering right now. I added those after I placed all the other ones. I had to do this whole thing where I made another shelf below this shelf right here, removed this shelf, placed the objects back down, and then put this shelf back, and so it took up that empty space. So putting these in after that made them levitate. See, I like all of these are still levitating. I need to get them to come down a little bit. Those 2 as well. Those cups. But it is coming along pretty nicely, I must say. So I am doing a little bit of Blender work. I'm often overlooked but never completely ignored. I understand that one, Sergeant Belson. I hear you. Yeah, so what I used Blender for, and I'll show you. So this part right here, the mead hall, that whole part. So the original version of it was all hand placed. Nothing was snapped into place. And it was just kind of a rough, shorn mess right there. And I was like, that's okay, but it's not quite what I want. Things weren't lining up the way I wanted them to. And I was getting a little frustrated with it. So I came over here and built that base part that you see right there. So that I glitch built that over here. Didn't use Blender. I just glitch built it. And then I put a different top on it that looks different than that top. I didn't like that top, but I left it there and then just sort of elevate, like created another circle above everything using those small floor pieces. And then I made this other level that kind of floated above the second iteration. And I really liked, and that's the rooftop that you see here. So what I did was I took it into Blender. I removed all of the old parts that were sitting here. And then I removed the second top, the second version. I removed all of the top pieces off of that and then took the top pieces that I had hovering above everything and pulled them down in Blender. So I got essentially this whole segment, the top and the bottom. I put them all together over here and then moved everything this way to fit into the building. And then I moved them over because it was a little more centered. It was centered within those two archways. But then it kind of hung over into the middle of both sides of the other arches. And that like really messed everything up. So I took the whole thing and moved it over here so it would line up with these back three arches. And then the walls lined up with the pillars, and it created this nice walkway through here. And so that's how I used Blender, was just to pull the parts together that I had glitch built. And that's really the big difference there. And then after that, I started work on the kitchen, which is this building right here. And so one of the things that I'm thinking about doing, I was showing this base to a friend, and they suggested that I copy that room and put it over here on this side. I had thought about that originally, but then kind of let go of the idea. But I think I might actually do that. I really need to find what I said was I would do that if I can find a good use for the other room that isn't just another mead hall. So I think I might have figured out what I could use the other one for, but I don't want to reveal that just yet. But I think I do. I think I might just do that. So I'll just do a copy of that over here on this side. And it'll make the overall structure a little bit more balanced because it's really lopsided right now. And I do like me some symmetry, so that might be the route I go. We're already at about 1,700 parts. So if I do that, if I copy that building over there, that's probably all I'm going to have room on the save for is another 1,300 parts. And I think that what I do on that side is easily going to take up the rest of that. So it should be, it should work out. But it's going to be close to that 3K max. So it should be interesting to see how it pans out. Hey, Delta One, thanks for dropping in. How are you doing today, man? How did the rest of the stream go? Hope it went well. Okay, so we got a nice little sunset going. It's looking pretty cool. I want to come over here real quick because there's a few newer people in that weren't in here before. And so I just wanted to show this ridiculous thing off. Let me see. So I'm going to reload the autosave real quick and just show you what happens when you load into your save and your Minotaur happens to be in water. And it's a really odd thing that look at that. It like spread. It's like parts the parts the sea, and then all the water comes back. That's really wacky. I don't know what about the physics does that, but it's pretty funny. Anyway, back to building. Finish a winner. Oh, you won last game. Nice. It's always to go out on a good to go out on a high note. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a base computer glitch. It might be. I don't know. Kiwi. That's what she said. Best finish ever. Do you need a cigarette? Okay, so we're getting this going pretty well. I want to do a couple more goblets. Wait, one. Okay, one more over here. I like the sound of the fire. It's really nice and relaxing. There we go. Okay, so I think we're getting pretty close to finishing up the table here. Oh, launched me right out the roof. But I do want to do a couple more of these tiki torches. They offer a nice little detail, and they also cast a bit of light, which is nice. I think that's off. Yep, I know what I need to do. Need to move this around to the other side. Okay, that's pretty much the right height. Let's see if we can get this closer in. Yeah. Oh, too much. Bring it back a little bit. It's kind of hard to judge this. A little more back the other way. Ah, I keep getting it almost. All right. This should be it. Damn it. Man. It keeps almost getting it there. I swear it like moves on me. Okay, I think that's about it. Yep, that's pretty good. I have finished violating the licky button. Feel free to like it if you have hand sanitizer. Someone quote that. Also, that's what she said. All right. Oh, so close. Unfortunately, it's clipping through the pie a little bit. No one's going to notice it, I don't think. And if they do, they're looking too close. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, now we got some symmetry going with the torches. We got all of our chairs. Got plates and little silverware rolls. Oh, there goes the glitch again. Hit the save button real quick before we start on something else. Yeah, step your quote game up. I don't have very many. I don't have a whole lot. All right, so I did alter this from the last stream. I expanded this part out, like I made it a little taller so that the edge of this opening is closer to that same level as the grill, the little grate on the grill. And I also shrunk down the fire barrels so this whole area wasn't just engulfed in flames. And then I put a second calf on there. So, cook two at once. So again, I did the same thing over here. I made this larger so the edge fits pretty close in line with the grate. But I'm noticing that that is now poking through. So I need to raise this up a little bit. Did not catch that before. And that's easy enough to do. Raise this one up a little bit more too. Yeah. Yeah. All Right? Yeah, and I also adjusted the barrels on this one to make them like this whole thing was just engulfed in flames and it didn't look right. God damn, that was a mouthful. LOL. That's what she. Never mind. All right, so I put another pie over here, another souffle. I fixed the eye a little bit. It was wonky the last time I streamed. We've got the big still going. And you can see I took the fireplace and I made it more horizontal. Oh, so this little flower right here. I was AFK last night doing some stuff while in game, and I was just here looking down at the table. And then I start the game up again to shut everything down because I remembered that it was still going. And I see this flower in front of me, and I'm like, I didn't place a flower on the table. What the hell is going on? And I'm like looking around, and I realized that Nemo joined my game, saw that I was AFK, and dropped that in front of me as he ran around touring my base. It was pretty freaking hilarious. It was so jarring to see this flower completely out of context, not knowing how it got there, thinking that I must have accidentally hit the wrong buttons to do so. Uh, that was pretty freaking hilarious. Oh yeah, I do have to keep it. It has to stay right there. It's going to stay there. Absolutely. I freaking laughed. It was so funny. I was disappointed that I had to go. Otherwise, I would have hopped into voice chat and talked to Nemo. Oh, there's a little crab spider, mushroom crab. All right, so everything's coming together pretty nicely out here. And if you didn't see before, I put this door up with a little, hey, that's a spicy meatball. And I can use that accent because I'm Italian. Well, part Italian. Okay. So what else have I done lately? Cleaned this up a little bit, added a couple of parts over the fireplace there. You could see the back side of the base terminus, and I didn't like that, so I put those parts up above that central post. So we've got that going. And then we're going to run up here. And I made this convoluted thing going around. Some of you probably saw this already. Put up the big wall with all of the decals, including the new one. And then made these little rooms. Oh, this is new. I put these little sconces up here. And you can see them shining the light bright up onto the ceiling. A random flower. I so got to get my mind out of the gutter. Whatever gutter that's in, Kiwi, yes. Get that out of the gutter. The meatball line will date you. Dash. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. So, yeah, I'll show you how this is really freaking easy. It's just one of these lamp posts upside down. and shrunken down. And so you can leave it just like that, like a wall sconce, or you can decorate it with one of these. And it casts a nice bright light up on the ceiling and is really decorative on the wall. And J Slacks was showing me about. So what I was going to do originally was I was just sticking these on the wall, and I was going to sink a sodium lamp in it. And then J Slacks gave me the idea for using the lamp upside down. And originally I did it full size, and it stuck up through the ceiling too much. So I decided to shrink it down, because you shrink it down, but the light doesn't change at all. It's still that same size on the ceiling. So instead of just leaving the sconce by itself, I put the fungus, which was my original idea, over the lamp post. And I think it turned out pretty nicely. And of course, you can, put that in any color you want, depending on the vibe you're looking for. That's a nice little white light, so you've got white light up and a little bit down. Or you can just go full color. The yellow light's kind of nice, because like the lamp post has a bright white ball in the center, but then it's a little more like slightly yellow cast going out. That could be just the color of the stone floor up above. I think it's just accentuating the yellowness of that, I think. Or I like the purple, so we're sticking with the purple. And for whatever reason, once again the freaking wonders are not showing up. They kind of blink in and out. One day they're there, one day they're not. There's no rhyme or reason to it, really. And so here's our little overlook out this room, which will be, I was thinking about making this like a sitting room. So we'll do that. We'll start working on that. We've got some a couple of these couches are kind of nice, but I think we're due for a couple of more newer couches. Like these are okay. And I guess I could outfit them, like I could cover them over with other things to make them a little more interesting. First, before we put that in, we want to go for like a reading lamp in the corner. So I'll do this, and we'll make it smaller so it looks like a regular lamp. It's not too big. And then here's another thing you can do. So now you've got this other light, but you want to make them kind of match a bit. So you can just put this over it like that. And then you've got that vibe going. And the light actually shines through the base of the mushroom. And I've used that on a couple of other bases. And I like how that's another, it's all about just bumping up the design. I'm a big fan of, excuse me, taking what's there and just sprucing it up a bit, just adding a little bit extra to it to make it unique, to give it your own flair. Pardon me while I have some chai, just one moment. All right, and we're back. So, where was I? Oh yeah, here we go. And we'll go ahead and use purple because purple's a theme in so many other places around here. Is that going to sink in too much? All right, let's try that, see what it looks like. Oh, you'd whack your head right on that stone. Yeah, I don't like that. That's too much. What would it look like over here? I guess I could shrink it down a little bit. Let's see how that works. Oh, that's already kind of better. Okay, that's away from the wall a bit. That's right up against the wall. Let's try that. That's better. Yeah. See how that works. Hey, and your head's not hitting the wall. Perfect. No LED strips in NMS. Shame, 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 Sean. Yep, no light strips. No LED light strips. Oh, that's interesting. My feet are sinking into the ground and into... Oh, because I shrunk it down. Oh, I don't know if I like that. I don't think I like that at all. Okay. All right. That's got to go. Let's see how this vibes. Just do a full regular size couch. And we'll do a coffee table, I think. That might be cool. Go for the purple. Yeah. I think that works. Let's sit down again. Oh yeah, yeah, that's so much better. My feet aren't sinking into the floor, and neither are my legs too much. A little bit. They sink a little bit. Like my calf muscles have become the couch. Must have had a bunch of indica and it's starting to take over. Where's the bar? I have not put a bar in yet. A big yet. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the bar in, but there will be a bar. So many of my bases have a bar. I'm going to put a bar in this one. All right, so there's that. What? Oh, I need the coffee table. see, what should we do? Here's a standard coffee table. You know what? We should do a stone coffee table. Let's see if we can figure out a stone one. Yes, Inda couch. Yeah, there's at least 4 planets in No Man's High territory that are called Inda couch, and it's all like spelled out a slightly different way and has different uh, other qualifiers on either side of it. It's kind of hilarious. Okay. Oh yeah, those are over here. Relic parts for a coffee table. Ooh, I wonder. Whoa. Forgot how big that is. That's what she said. Let's see here. Let's go this way. No, this way. Picture me sitting there waiting. Okay, is that gonna do? I was hoping to turn that into. Oh gosh, no, that's not gonna work at all. It floats too high up. Like that. There are so many parts that when you lay them on their side, they don't. Like their hitbox is too large on the sides, and you can't drop it down any lower than that, and that's super frustrating. Like, that's just a mess. Let's see. Meanwhile, this one usually. Oh, no, it's not doing it. Like downstairs, I'm pretty sure. I think downstairs I was able to get it to come down lower without. There. Let me jump out the window. There we go. So yeah, maybe I just need to shrink it down, but like there's no big gap in between the floor and those parts, and I put them down on their side. Let me try that again. Let me make it smaller. Not the laugh seats. Okay. Nope, that one is still above, floating above. The other one didn't do that. That's weird. All right, I'm trying to think of how I could maneuver this so it does what I want it to do. Because it would be fun to have like a blocky table right there. God, it just hovers way too high above. I don't like it. What else can I use? Oh, you know what? I'll give this a try. Because I can do that. Okay, I need to rotate it. No, that's not going to work either. All right. Might have to scratch that idea. Let's see if I can get this to work. No, God, look how ridiculously high that sits. Okay. What part was I going to use again? Oh, yeah. The ruined slab. Okay, so I need to slightly rotate it to the right. Look at that. That is pretty cool. And I got that angle nicely done. Me? Go me. Hey, Maxi Bloke. How you doing? Let me make it smaller, said no woman ever. If we started making fun, how long do we guess before he realizes, I'm watching you? I might get a little distracted and into what I'm doing and over explaining things. I'm watching still. Okay. So we've got that. Oh, wait, is that? Oh, no, that's pretty level that way too. Why is this kind of wonky then? Oh, I see. Whoa, that's way off. All right, so I need to come out here and copy this. Be an interesting stone table. Relic table. Get these to overlap. They're not quite doing what I want. Almost. That might be close enough. Every corn film crew ever. Oh gosh. All right. some plants of some sort. What plant might be good? Let's try this one. Okay, that's not doing what I wanted it to do. All right, try this. I'm going to use one of the planter boxes, I think. That's not quite what I wanted. That's square. I was looking for a rectangle. I don't know if that's going to work. Don't know if I'm getting that in the right place. And it might not work at all. What color do we want to use this for? Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, we want to add a couple of plants to that. Do a little splash of color. Oh wait, that's too tall. First, I'll see if we can actually get this to fit in this spot. No. Gotta do this over again. Oh, that is really close. Look at that. Very close, but I don't know that it might work. Okay. This is going to be a big if. Oh, I made it too low that time. Marijuana, what plant would be good is too open of a question. Sleep deprived and drink. No excuses. Poppies are pretty darn useful. That's too tall, that's what she said. and let's see if we can get it to fit in this spot. That's what she said. If make bigger and in the right spot. Okay. All right. It would help if I paid attention to where I was dropping this. Oh, it's really getting close. So very close. All right. All right, I'm going to try this one more time, and I think we just about have it. Almost forgot to move the plant over. That would have sucked. Ah, no. Twisted it a little too much. Oh, it's so freaking close, though. You know it's too low if she climbs the bed. Climbs the bed head. What? Sorry, kids, I have to go again. I'm drunk as fuck. And my bed is calling. Have a great stream, Dash. See y'all later. Have a great rest of your day, night. See you, Maxie. I appreciate you jumping in. Sleep well and enjoy the buzz. Have a good rest of your night. Okay. Keep overcorrecting just a little too much. Did I hit it? Okay. Oh, damn. Hope that didn't throw me off too much. It's so hard to get this just right when you're hand placing stuff like this. Like every time you pick it up, the game decides to move it over to what it thinks the center point is. It's hard to get it just right. And then there's that. Okay, I think that's lined up fairly well. Thanks for dropping that, Kiwi. I appreciate that. Okay. Did I do it right? That is pretty damn close. But uh I get this bug in my head that it needs to be more perfect than that. So let's try again. A little bit taller. That I I think I might leave it at that. Because I don't want to do any more right now. That's making my brain hurt. But that's a pretty decent little coffee table. Something different. Krusty has it better than me. She never forgets. Yeah, she's really on the ball, and I forget everything. I get so wound up chasing after lining things up right that I forget that, I want to, pay it back and tag other people in the chat, especially people like Delta who, have helped me out quite a bit. All right, I think we're going to leave it at that for now. And I might come back and fiddle with it again offline. But I think that's pretty cool. Delta is lurking. My daughter has informed me that apparently my nails need painting. Yes, that is very, very immediately important. So you better get on. You better get on that. When the daughter says your nails need to be painted, yes, that's a fact. Hey, Gunboat Willie, welcome in. Hello, Jay. Greetings, everyone. Redeem daddy's issues. No, now, 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 Kiwi. Now, now, now. We don't know if they're going to have issues like that. All right, so we've got that going. Let's put a little art on the wall behind the couch. Should we go with, let's check out some of these posters. How's the build coming, Jay? It's coming along pretty well. Making this little sort of chill reading room kind of thing with a little galactic trade terminal in it. Uh, this is really simple to put up. What you can't see is that there's an archway underneath all of that, and that's what holds the trade terminal in place. Then I glitch these two half walls just like this one right here. Just glitch those into place. And now there's a nice clean wall for that. And you can actually access the trade terminal from here. And yeah, let me check something. I can't. Oh, good. Yes. Thank you, Kiwi, once again for dropping links. I was pretty sure I had a Gunboat Willie link, but I couldn't quite remember. So yeah, Jay, things are coming along pretty nicely. Got these wall sconces. And what's underneath that is one of those lamp posts, upside down and shrunken down, and then just covered over with the saucer fungus. And I don't know if everyone got to see the bed. The bed's another new thing that I did. And we've got some wall art up on the wall there. A little table, the hex table, just buried into the wall. And then there's a skull, one of the Titan trophies, and a sodium lamp. You can see them tucked together and shrunk down pretty small. And that's those two lights together give off that purple, that sort of magenta violet hue that you see. Hey, Crisscross. Nerds aplenty. Nerds aplenty. And then that right there, that is one of these signs. Oh, over here. One of the new signs. And one of the great things about that is so you can shrink it down to whatever size you want. And then you place it, and it's still like you could keep on pasting a whole bunch of them right in that exact same spot. But if you rotate it, you can drop another one and keep rotating it around until you get yourself a free placed circle. And you can go all the way around with it, or you can stop right there like I did on that, and so you get like the half moon shape. Well, if you're goofy, you are in the right place. Welcome to the show. Goofy is well regarded and fully accepted in this house. So yeah, that's another really easy thing. It doesn't work with all of those signs, but it does work with several of them. And you can just have fun. So that's what I used. We'll hop around downstairs real quick. That's what I used for the back of the throne here. Got the cool relic dome piece. And you can see on the other side, there's another dome piece. So there's like this capsule sitting in the center there. It worked out pretty well as a way to hide those really long legs that those domes have. By all means, Jay, go fill up that cup. Definitely. If Goofy is a dog, how come he walks Pluto asking for a friend? Yeah, there are some questions unanswered there. I think there were some wild experimentations being done. Okay, where are we? Let's go back up. Oh, too high. So we're going to come back in here and continue work a bit. I'll do some more in this reading room. Oh, we can put a couple of chairs and a little table. That might be nice. Let's do a... Now, I wish you could actually sit at these chairs. Like, why we have had these chairs as long as we have had all the OG chairs right there, and you can't actually sit in them. It's kind of infuriating at this point. What I have done, I don't know if it still works. What I have done in the past is... No, it's not quite. I'd have to... Okay. What I'll have to do is snap a line. And let's see, I don't know which way these snap. Hey, got it right on the first go. Ah, they snap backwards to each other. Oh, damn it, Sean. Damn you. And now I can't delete that chair. Nope. Okay, gonna have to delete both of them. So now what I have to do is... So we brought that from the wall out, so we need to come out here and then go to that one. So now you can't see it, but we've got two segments of wire right there. And we'll come over here. So we've got, you can see 3 different snap points, and we're going to go for the middle one. Okay, now that's gone backwards. That's all right. So what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll go to the second one, snap that on, and now it's correct. No, but it's too close to the wall. Let me do this again, make sure I got it on the wrong one, on the right one. Okay, I'm going to have to bring that out. So in order to do that, I have to do this, and we'll bring out one more wire segment. Oh, that is too far. Let's try to do an overhead view. Oh, come on. It is not cooperating. Okay. So let's delete that. All right, I'm going to have to redo this because this is not cooperating at all. Okay. Line it up. Oops. Do that. And then we'll come over here, get pretty close to it, then back away. And there's our two segments, and that should be just fine. Yep, there we go. Okay, now let's try this one more time. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What? Oh, this is frustrating. It's away from the wall, but it's still dropping it right there. Oh, that's why. Okay. Because it didn't connect to the right side. Okay, now that should do it. Oh, it's still snapping it back to the back part. There it goes. Okay. Now let's try this. And that's going to snap from the other side onto that middle. Nope. This is just not cooperating at all today. All right. And I think this might be moot anyway because that is a smaller chair. So I think what we're going to do is this. Let's get it the color we want it. Raise that up some. Try to center it as much as possible. And so I'm essentially making this stand up taller than the chair that I'm going to snap underneath it. And hopefully it will kind of work. No. All right, this is a little frustrating. And it should do this, but it's not working the way these wires normally work. There it goes again. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, that just looks hideous. That just looks so wrong. So very wrong. Gotta go. I'm late. Great stream. Thank you. Later, Kiwi. If you're still here, later. Catch you later. Geo, hello, and welcome to the show. How are you today? I am a little frustrated because this is just not working. It's not panning out today. And it's a little frustrating. So I'm going to try something different. What I like to say is if you aren't having fun, play a different game. So we're just going to use this regular old chair. It's not blocking the Galactic Trade Terminal too much. Want to copy the lamp. If I can copy the lamp. It's kind of buried in there too. There we go. That's the right way to go. And then we'll copy the saucer. But first we need to activate free placement. Almost got it. There we go. And we got matching set of lamps. Oh, that's really bright. Let's cover that up a little bit with a, let's go with a table. Let's go with this table. It'll cover up some of the light. Oh, and I know what else we can do. When in doubt, drop a little rug underneath everything. That'll block some of that light out. So it's not too terribly bright. There, that's better. It's not so glaring in the corner. Yo, Atlas Galacticus, welcome in. Yeah, that is looking all right. It's a nice little seating area. Let's move that table just a little bit over. That's better. So we've got two seating areas, coffee table, a little chill table, and let's decorate that table some. I like putting the illuminated pot. And then grabbing one of these plants, the dwarf palm, shrink that down a little bit. It gives a nice little effect. Okay, that's hanging over a little bit too much. So let's give this a shot. How's that? Nope. Still hanging off that other side. So close. I do get to be a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes. Other times, not as much. I'm oddly selective when it comes to that sometimes. All right, that's way better. I like that. That's pretty cool. So you can see that little blue light rim kind of around the base of the plant. And I like those little subtle details. And then you've got the red on the rug, the red on the plant, and then there's a little bit of cast reddish hue on this. And then you've got purple up here on the sconce, and then you've got the blue down here, and then you've got the blue light reflecting over here. So it kind of creates this interesting pattern of light and color and play across the whole space. And then so to bring that out a little bit on the couch, what I would like to do is come over here to our decals, and we'll add just a little bit, a little splash of color there. Like that. So the color flow kind of goes throughout the room. And what kind of posters? I started to do posters earlier, but I completely lost focus. What do we have? Something like this. And then, so we're working on, we've got the same colors. Let's see if we can get this the same size or really close to it. Try to center it on the wall like the other one is. And so we've got that kind of vibe going. And then over here, we can get this. Oh no, there's a collision bubble right there. That's all right, we'll get it as close as we can. Try that out. Oh yeah, that doesn't look half bad. So we've got that kind of flow to the color and the design. I like that for now, but that could change later. I think what I might do though is switch these two around. Put this one over here. put that on this side. There we go. I like that I like that flow a little bit better. You've got the dots and the stripes, and then the dots again. It kind of makes it flow better. That's a pretty decent pattern. Okay. I like to look at everything from a distance to see how it all flows. This usually has more stuff on it, but I've been having a problem with wonder projectors disappearing on me. Like, it's still there. You can still see the name of the plant that I put on it, but it's just not showing up, unfortunately, which is really weird. Flat panel, shrink it down, set 3 loosely apart, place another over the middle, place circle poster over the top, then remove the top middle panel. That sounds fascinating. Huh. That is interesting. Are you talking about these wall screens? Is that what you're talking about by the flat panel? Oh, the flat panel. Okay. Let me try it in here. All right, so there's a collision bubble. Okay, I'll just try it right here. All right, so put that down. Resize it so all 3 are the same but slightly split. So, oh, okay. So shrink it down to about like this size, something like this size. Okay. So let's do, oh, got that terrible. Let's find another wall to do that because that one has a gnarly collision bubble. Where do I have a flat wall? Let's go downstairs. Let's try it here. All right, so about like that. Okay, slightly smaller, so maybe that. So I'll center the first one. And then you said just a little bit apart. Something like that. A little bit more space. Okay. It's so hard to get micro adjustments sometimes, especially with a joystick. All right, let's give that a shot. Hey, Starship Stoner, what's happening? Oh gosh, I had it. All right, so we got 3. Now what do we do? Yeah, my chair is about to explode. You want them vertical stacked. Oh. I'll just go ahead and do this. Start over. So like stacked up like this. Is that what you're talking about, Jay? Okay. With a 4th sat on top of the middle one. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about as directly on top as I can get. Then put a circle poster on top. You mean like one of these decals? You need a sound clip of my chair? I don't know what to do about it. It's a pretty new chair, but it's kind of obnoxious. All right, so like this on the middle one, Jay? Okay. Oh, resize to cover all 3 of them. Okay. Like that? Or like that? It's kind of bleeding over. Yeah, it's bleeding over onto the wall unless I get it right here. I think that's about as close as I can get it before it goes right up onto the wall. Yeah. Okay. Okay, the panels need to be fit to the poster. Okay. So that's what we got. Then carefully delete the top middle. Okay, so the surface panel right there. I can get the back panel. Oh, there it is. So that one right there. So is that what it was supposed to do? Did I do it wrong? I probably did it wrong. Okay, that is what it's supposed to do. That's pretty trippy. That's kind of cool. I like that effect. It has a very modern look to it. I could definitely see myself using that in some bases. Try another, but scatter the panels and use a different poster. All right, I'll try one over here. I'm always up for trying out new stuff. Like I like to learn new techniques. All right, you said scatter the panels, like still three panels, but don't put them like in a straight vertical row. Oh, okay. So we've got that one, and then like staggered like this, and then staggered like this. And then another one right over the center, like that. Different sticker. Poster to meet the panels. Okay. Let's slap a UN 42. No, that one has too much words. It has words. No, what about the anomaly decal? No, you can't tell what it is. Ah, oh, that's kind of cool. But I think I want to see what using. Okay, I just want to see what this will do. Nope, that just covers the wall. Oh no, that's kind of cool. If I had placed the bottom slightly left, it would have been a better stagger formation. Oh, okay, I misread what you said. Okay. I do like that still, though. That's a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool setup. Yeah, that could work. And just want to see what it looks like. Oh, that's nice. Although the white kind of makes it stand out a little bit better, so that's. Wonder if there's a complementary color to. Nope. That's not bad. Yeah, that is a pretty cool aesthetic. I had not thought of doing something like that. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of variations that, yeah, like Starship Stoner is saying you could put like a whole array of them out, and that could be pretty cool looking. As long as they fit the poster, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. That is pretty cool. I'll have to keep that in mind. That could be really fun in a lot of different settings. For sure. Brickwork, block, offset. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you could do a bunch of tiny ones that were like subway tiles almost. That would be pretty cool. And then for like this, um, just trying to find something. Just want to see what this looks like. It's not the right color or anything like that. I was hoping to be able to slide that back there. Not exactly this combination, but stuff like that could possibly work. Could put the poster down behind it and then have that different pattern showing up around the edges. That could be fun. And you'd have like two interlaced patterns together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing that. And I like how it has sort of a glossy shine to it on the panel. So it has a little light reflection going on. Yeah, Delta, it is a pretty sweet technique. Very, very modernist. I like it. It won't quite go with this base because it is a relic base and more rudimentary looks better. But that is super clean, and I can think of a couple of bases that I have that would look really cool in. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay, so maybe you can make crazy poster door and then delete the white parts. Oh yeah, I've done that. I've done that on several bases where I put a poster over a doorway, and it's like a one-way mirror kind of, like a one-way poster kind of thing. On the other side you can see out, but they can't see in. Generally, I use them in office blocks or villa beach fronts and eco builds, etc. Yeah, yeah, I can totally see that, Jay. I can totally see that. Just drop these back on. So, Starship Stoner, that system we were in earlier, is that kind of, do you want to open that up for people to check out? Because I was thinking about jumping over there if you're cool with that. Cool, cool. I'm going to need to add some to my modern style home. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, okay, kids. We're going to go on a little field trip. And we're not going to spend a whole lot of time there. But I do want to share this find that Starship Stoner, who's right there, came across. And it's the only one I've seen or heard about. It is a triple collision system. There are two planets and a moon collided into each other. And I think we're gonna go take a look at that system. So I put two base computers down earlier, and we're gonna go check that out. Two planets, one moon. One of the planets and the moon, they are both dissonant worlds, and they're both stabilized reality glitch worlds. So the system is balls, and here we are on the planet with the capillary shells, and we're going to just turn around, and we've got that planet right there, and then there's the moon right there across the way. So we'll go into camera mode and kind of twist everything out so you can see planet, planet, moon all in one shot. Like, this is freaking cool. So let's go up into space. As soon as I find my ship, there it is. And we will fly out and take a look from above. So there's the two planets. And then we've got the moon right there. Get it a little different angle so you can see. Check that out. Check that out. Touching in the middle. Touching. Triple collision. First I've ever seen or heard of. It's a pretty spectacular find. The wild thing is that the double collision planets are starting to be like a dime a dozen. Those of you who have seen Dead Parrot in the chat before, uh, he has found 6 collision planets and 1 near collision set of planets. I've only found 1 near collision, but he is a beast and has found 6 full collision planets. Uh, but this one from Starship Stoner, this is like one hell of a find. So that's the planet that we started on, the Bladed Planet, and it had one of those new geometric fauna. And then we've got this barren planet here. Oh, look at that. Immediately found a building. And so we're going to hop out here real quick. So you can see we've got just a slight tilt because of the gravity distortions of the moon and the other planet. Oh, back on the other side of the hill is where the moon is. We're kind of landed far away from it. So when the planets collide, if you've never been to one before, the closer you get to the collision zone, the more slanted you are, the more gravity gets really weird. And if you're not careful, you can also fall in between the planets, and that makes for a really wild ride. I do not suggest doing that unless you have the jetpack mod that basically gives you infinite jetpack. Here, wrong way. Here are the glyphs if anyone is interested in checking it out, or if we are currently friends in No Man's Sky, you can just join my game. There are the glyphs. It is in Isdorajung. I forget what number galaxy that is. But that is the galaxy that we're dealing with. It's Isdorajung, and there's the glyphs right there in the corner. If you want to check out, feel free to inhabit, build yourself. I think you're right. I think it is 19. I remembered a 9, but I couldn't remember the other digit. So yeah, feel free to come out, explore, put down base computers, fill it up, check it out, enjoy. We're gonna hop over to my base over here on the moon. We'll check that out real quick. You can see that line going across. That's like the atmosphere line. And we're going to come in. You can see I just popped over to this moon. Hey, Double Tap. Glad you could join us today. We are currently looking at a triple collision system. We are on a moon that's collided with a planet that is collided with another planet. There's the other planet. You can just make out the outline. Let's move the sun so you can see the other planet better. There we go. Let's make it night. There you can see the other planet. And there's the glyphs. It's in Isdorajung. So if you want to screenshot the glyphs, feel free, come out and visit. This was discovered by Starship Stoner, who you can see in the chat. And it's a hell of a find. It is so cool. You've got one of the moons, or the moon and one of the planets are both stabilized reality glitch planets, and the planet in between them is a barren planet. But yeah, it's a freaking cool system. So elsewhere in the discoveries, we've got the other moon. It's a contaminated moon. It's on the other side of Rennert here, and so it's not collided with any. I was hoping that it was also somehow buried in there, but it's not. And then we've got this low atmosphere planet, and this one looks like it should be the one that's connected, but it's not. This is the one. The barren planet is between these two objects. And then we've got the Scarlet planet also here. So it's an interesting system. No paradise planets, but still some really cool stuff to see. I just built this, and I'll show you what I was saying earlier about, look at that slant. And you're basically just almost horizontal to the moon, because the gravity gets super weird. And I'm coasting like this for two reasons. Partially because it is a dissonant, and so is the other reality glitch planet that is also dissonant. And you can see we're flipping back and forth in between the atmosphere of each of the bodies. And the closer you get, look, you can see that floating island right there as we pop back in and out of realities. Everything is super quiet. You can hear the water underneath the planet. There's no surface water, but you can hear it. And it's this really quiet, fascinating fall. And there you can see like the water level underneath. And you can see cave systems. And it keeps popping you back up. But there is a place a little farther out where you can just continue to fall. And it's a wild and wacky place. And like, no matter how many times we've fallen, we still haven't really gotten much closer to that floating island. But I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer to it by hugging the edge. Oh, and then we pop back. And now we're up higher than we were. Okay, now we're getting a little bit closer, but I think we won't be able to get too much closer. Yeah, before it pops us over. And then it just kind of goes back and forth. Yeah, it's really freaky double tap. And so you can see like caves inside of the islands. And so I'm just going to jetpack back out. So, and I'll show you another crazy thing that we can do. Should be able to do it from here. Let me see if it will work. Look at that. There's my freighter. And it's sinking down. And it's now inside that planet. And we're going to fly back up here. Yeah, not just converging planets. There's two converging planets also converging with a moon, Scott. So it is a triple collision system. And as soon as I get up here to my base, I can give you a better shot of it. You joined at the perfect time, Scott. Planet, planet, moon. I will go ahead and throw the chords up again. And that is in Isdorjung. What? I got to see that place. Is it in Discord? It's not in my Discord yet, but I will post it there in a bit. And I'll I'll also post it over in No Man's High. And you are more than welcome to come out and check it out, build a base, explore around. It's a pretty sweet system. The moon, excuse me, the moon and the far planet are dissonant, and they're both also stabilized reality glitch worlds. And then you've got a barren planet in between them. I've been moving, no internet at the moment, watching on my phone. All right, yeah, just you can screenshot that and write yourself a little note. And then that way you can come visit it later. Hold on just a minute. Need to get a drink. All right. That's a little better. Okay. So, yeah, it's really cool. But so I just sank my freighter into the planet, and we're going to go visit it. And this is my pirate freighter. Some of you have probably seen it. Hey, Learned Hand, welcome in. Finally caught one of my live streams indeed. All right, so I didn't get it okay, I didn't get it deep enough into the planet. All right, so I'm going to try this again. We're going to go back to I just gave these bases random names. This is Dorjung. We're pretty sure that that's number 19. And okay, so here we are. And there's the freighter, but I need to, I'm going to try to sink it in more. See if we can get that to work. All right, now let's go visit it again. Oh yeah, triple collision system. I need to update all my images for all of these bases. So yeah, let's go. No, we're at the obtuse mongoose. We're going to go to the Flameborn identity. It's a pretty great Galaxy Learned Hand. I enjoy it thoroughly. Okay, still did not get it deep enough into the planet. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to be swimming through my base, through my freighter. Uh, I dropped one of my freighters into a collision planet recently, and I swam around inside the whole freighter. It was pretty fun. I was hoping we would get it to this one, um, but alas, it is not working as such. But let's see. Let's take a look. There is one of the bodies. We're inside of one, so that's why we're like seeing clouds all around. So we can't see, we're too far away to see like any surface features or cave systems or anything like that. I was hoping we'd get to be swimming in water, but that is unfortunately not the case. It's still pretty neat. And I think that is... I think that is the moon. I think that's the moon up there. Yeah. Oh, and you can see that might be the water over there, that shimmery. Let's go into build camera. See how far we can get. Oh yeah, you can see there's some of the planet features over there off to right in this area. And then there's a little red. That's the water line up there. But I think that's the water line of that planet over there and not the one we're in. I think the one that we're in actually has no water. Or if it does, it's really small and under us. But yeah, I think that is the other planet over there. That's just wild. Okay. That was kind of a bust. That's unfortunate. And since we're in here, I'll go ahead and show you the warp core in this freighter. It's a bit more complex than my last one. I want to do other things to it because I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. Like the idea behind it is like like a dwarf star was harnessed for the power, and so you can see fire and sparks and smoke of different colors all coming off of it and then it has this sort of grid, this sort of energy grid around it using the, what do you call it? The byte beat cable. And that's showing like an energy field around it to keep everything contained. Oh, it's in Euclid. Wait, Starship Stoner. This set or this set is in Euclid? Oh, okay. Okay, this set is in Isdorjung. You're talking about another one. Oh, okay, I see. I read one comment before the other one. Derp, derp. Okay. Feels like a European disco. That's not an insult, by the way. Yeah, yeah, I can see a little European disco. But yeah, I might pull all of this out and do it over, or I might pull some of it out and do it over, because like I said, I like it, but I don't like it. There was too much. So I put these panels up here because it was too busy and you couldn't really focus on the design because it was too busy all the way around it. So I put that up in order to shield it some and give it a backdrop to stand out against. But you still have the problem with all of that stuff up there, and it's just too busy, I think. I need to tone it down a little bit. Yeah, no worries, Starship Stoner. But yeah, so that's that warp core. Quite a bit different from my original one that's on a different save file. The hallway was kind of fun to build, but also the colors are weird, so I definitely want to change that out. So let's go back to the planets. Back to Obtuse Mongoose. Exactly, Scott. If you check your Discord, I sent you the other collision system just in case you want to sink the freighter in. Okay, cool. I did sync one into a set that Dead Parrot found. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my freighter back out. But this will look really cool, I think. Have it just breaching. That's hilarious. All right. Let's come out here and see what it looks like. Just outside of the cloud line. Fly a little closer to the planet. All right, how do I want to do this? Oh, someone has joined the party. Oh, that red glow, that was the shield on the freighter, not part of the water of that planet like I thought. Okay. I was very wrong about that. Okay. That's kind of a wacky picture. Let's get a little closer in. Okay, Starship Stoner has joined us in the system here. This is just ridiculous fun. If you do get a chance, definitely come here and check it out. I'll just put the coordinates up there again in case there's any new people that came in to check out this triple collision system in Isdorjung, Galaxy 19. Snap a shot of those glyphs and feel free to come out, join the fun, drop a base computer or two, and yeah, explore your heart out. And I think that's where I've got to end it for today. It's been a fun time building and checking out this crazy, crazy system that Starship Stoner once again found. Oops. Flying too fast. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. And yeah, I appreciate everyone dropping by and hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. If you like to see wacky stuff like this, I do. Uh, there will be some more antics on Collision Planets coming up soon, including a build event that I will be releasing the details of within a week. So look for that. Feel free to join any of the discords that you see in the description of this video. We've got Pan-Galactic Star Cabs that'll get you to any galaxy that you would like to visit. We've got No Man's High Hub, where I am the leader of that civilization. And there is my Discord that is Devil's Orbital Platform. So feel free to join any or all of those Discords. And I regularly stream on Tuesday at the same time. Feel free to pop into any of those. And I occasionally do rare, very, very late night streams, and I'm looking forward to doing some more of those. I'm also planning on joining the community late night with Onsetter and Enra, Silver, and Delta One. So that'll be a fun night. Be sure to check those guys out as well. Friday night community night is amazing, and you don't want to miss that. So have a great day or night, everyone, and I will catch you next time after I read a couple of these comments. Nice, I would have been terrified to try that. Really awesome place, Dash. Did you find this? No, Starship Stoner found this system. Jay says 456 panel picks not working. I think the amount has been patched or bugged out for me. Okay, I gotcha. And then Scott says building at the collision points is going to be a challenge. Yeah. Worthy challenge. I hope you have fun. And I will catch everyone next time. Bye for now.